Oh guys, Congressman Moore has sent another powerful message saying, do not test President Trump's resolve. He is serious about ending the ongoing slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. I am asking the Nigerian government to do the right thing and partner with the United States to protect Christians and to end the slaughter of our brothers and sisters in Christ. That is the message. Don't test President Trump's resolve. That Trump is very serious on this matter, because many people have come out and saying that America cannot invade Nigeria. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. They did not say all this when the bandits were killing. They didn't recognize that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Now that they have somebody to intervene and stop all the buying, they are saying America shouldn't come. That Nigeria is a sovereign nation. So guys, just take a look at the moment this congressman said it himself. Now take a look.
On this note, New York Times putting up U.S. military draws up Nigeria plans with limited options to quell violence. Their subtitle is American Forces Are Unlikely to Be Able to End a Decades-Long Insurgency. It's about the plans being drawn up at the Pentagon. I wouldn't ask you to reveal those, but I do want to ask, I wouldn't bet against President Trump. He solved 6 out of 7 conflicts in the world. I wouldn't bet against him solving this one.
No, I would not, Kaylee, at all. And I have said this multiple times. Do not test this president's resolve. He is very serious about this. And I do want to highlight something that I've been saying constantly here, that this is actually an opportunity for the Nigerians to strengthen and deepen their relationship with the United States, where we could actually do some enhanced partnership capacity building with them to counter this terrorist threat that they have just spreading across their country. So I'm asking Nigeria, do the right thing here. Partner with the United States. Help us protect the Christians in your country, and we will help you. This doesn't have to be all sticks. It can also be carrots here. Or we do have these kinetic military options on the table, which the president has made very clear he will consider.
Wow. Congressman Riley Moore, thank you.
The most important thing is that we have security problems, security challenges, and even the government is not denying it. So if America says Christians are killed, they are saying the truth. The issue of genocide, it depends on who is analyzing it. So you just can't wish it away. Why did I say that? Did you not hear people from Benue saying that some foreign invaders, and I'm talking about the governor of Benue State, Governor Alia, that this massacre of his people are perpetrated by terrorists who are mostly foreign invaders with the aim of sacking the people from their land, eliminating the people from their land in order to take over their land. What does that mean? So Nigeria is a vast country. So if you want to talk about whether there's genocide or not, it depends on who is talking about it. If you go to Plateau, they're shouting the same thing, that they want to kill everybody, sack everybody from their land in order to take over their land. So what is that? Having said that, I agree that American government should sanction these corrupt politicians, those that have refused to give us free, fair, credible election, those that are orchestrating violence and rigging during election, those that are stealing Nigerian money and housing it abroad, which these foreign governments know, those that are engaging in sponsoring these terrorists, because some people are sponsoring these terrorists. UAE gave us a list one time. Jonathan said he has Boko Haram members in his cabinet. Abacha said if any insecurity lasts more than 24 hours, the government is aware of it. If there is no complicity of people in government, this will not last from 2009. So what I'm saying is that American government has a point. And then Tinubu's incompetence in the way he's handling international relations is even what made this issue worse. The last time I granted an interview to you people, I pleaded with President Bola Tinubu. I said, please, sir, be careful the way you deal with Donald Trump. You can't wish him away. Even in your village, if you have the strongest man and he happens to be behaving in a funny way, you are still needed to use wisdom to know how to deal with him. I pleaded with him. And look at Donald Trump fired the first tweet designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And then Tinubu fired his own tweet. No, you don't do that with Donald Trump. Not that you're scared of him, no. But you have to check the psychology of a particular leader and evolve diplomatic and wise way to follow him. My master's is on international law and diplomacy. And I can always tell you that Tinubu, when the you people asked me the last time, what is my rating of the international relations of Nigeria on that, I say is a disaster. You're now seeing what I saw. How can you, more than 200 million persons have been pleading with you, President Bola Tinubu, appoint qualified ambassadors to represent Nigeria, especially in these major countries? No. You want to do only the things you want. And you know, because of the condition of your body and mind, at times you do not take reasonable decision. Daniel Bwala, when his brain was still working, because he was the one who said if you enter APC, your brain stops working. When his brain was still working, he described Tinubu's government as a government that has audacity of hypocrisy and hypocrisy of competence. Meaning Tinubu has the audacity to take decisions, but he ends up taking hypocritical decisions, meaning wrong decisions. Meaning that when Tinubu is purporting to be competent, there is no competence in it. It's simply hypocritical. This is the exact word of Daniel Bwala when Tinubu decided to choose a fellow Muslim to become his vice president. Now, we are paying for it. Tinubu fired the tweet back to Donald Trump. And I laughed because I knew what was going to come after. When Donald Trump now fired his own threats, threatening the use of force, if need be, what did Tinubu do again? No, let Tinubu fire back, so that it will be fire for fire. When Donald Trump did the first one, if we had a beautiful ambassador, a wonderful, intelligent ambassador, he would have gone through the back door, not coming to fire back, to explain the situation of Nigeria to America and urging America that we need the help of everybody, including America. Then he fire back. No, Nigeria is not, like I said, shamelessly, with respect, admitting that you have security problems, but everybody is being killed. What a defense. In law, there's what we call general traverse and specific traverse. They will tell you have to specifically traverse every armament that is made against you. Let me give you an example. If they say you stole 500 naira and you say, no, I didn't steal 500 naira, and we leave it at that, you have not said you are not a thief. Because you have not said that you did not steal 400 naira. So you have to say, no, I did not steal 500 naira and I have not stolen any money at all. Can Nigeria specifically traverse the allegation that Christians are being killed? No, they cannot. They are saying everybody is killed. But the real traverse in law that would have exculpated you is saying, no Christians is being killed. Nobody is being killed at all. No, we can't say that. So the issue here is that incompetence of Tinubu. Now the whole Nigeria was begging Tinubu, appoint ambassadors. He refused. A tweet by a foreign president is making him now to consider, watch, within 1 week or so, he will appoint the ambassadors. Telling you that this is a man that is reactionary, has nothing to offer Nigerians except hypocritical leadership style, according to Daniel Bwala. He said audacity of hypocrisy and hypocrisy of competence. So when Tinubu purports to be competent, we are seeing the result of his incompetence every day. Right from when he was the chairman of ECOWAS, how ECOWAS became fractured. You now have Association of Sahel region countries. Now when he became the chairman of ECOWAS, he threatened to remove the government of another country within 7 days. Now another country is threatening your own country, so that you will understand how incompetent and unwise for you to threaten another country. Now even Chad is closing our border. What is the extent that we can take from the incompetence of a Tinubu and APC government? So what is happening with America designating us and the way it is being handled is crash. I mean, it is complete display of incompetence of a government and hypocrisy. A government that told you that in August they had made all the revenues that they projected to make within a year, cannot appoint ambassadors, cannot pay them. So Nigeria is now left in the hands of competent leaders. Let Tinubu use cotton wool and close the mouth of all those his purported spokespersons before they talk us into trouble. They don't know nothing. They don't know what they're doing. And let Tinubu stop responding so that people of me, we have men in this country, anyone you want, so that they can respond for us. So what happened is that there is an insecurity problem in Nigeria, which Nigeria should work hard to eliminate completely. You do it through catching the sponsors of, can you imagine, about 15,000 persons have died in one way or the other from terrorist attacks since Tinubu came to power in 2023. Is that not a massacre? 15,000. They should try to get these sponsors expose them, stop them, whoever they are. Then they should stop playing politics. Can't you see the hand of karma in what is happening? Buhari and Tinubu, they led a delegate to America to report insecurity of Nigeria to America during the Jonathan's regime. Can't you see karma? And now they are screaming, opposition, opposition. Opposition what? Opposition power on there. Opposition.
All right, from what you said.
Now, they should try to increase the morale of the fighting force, increase the boots on ground. A country where the government is awarding one contract for 15 trillion naira, where his family has interest. If that 15 trillion naira had been put into security because of the dead need of it, we will be out of this security. Now, since Tinubu came in, I have been begging, let state police be approved. The governor of Zamfara, vowed with the Quran, 2 months he will wipe out insecurity. That he knows where all these people are. And Governor Soludo is actually proving it to be correct with ordinary vigilante. He has destroyed about 60 camps of insecurity, and insecurity in Anambra State, whether I like it or not, has been eliminated to a reasonable extent. Tinubu cannot let him hear this advice. Let him support the creation of state police like yesterday. Because we will talk our own. The opposition will even, because we don't play policy with security, we will even give our own recommendation. Yes, this government will not implement it. And they will open their mouth. Opposition. Please.
All right, from all you said, obviously you are not satisfied with government's response to what Donald Trump has said. Of course, Anambra State governor downplayed it, and the FCT minister has described it as the action of opposition parties. They are the ones hyping this over this Christian genocide. What's your take on that?
If Soludo is playing down the death of 15,000 persons from 2023, why did he play up the security challenges in his own state? Why did he have to equip a new fighting force to fight insecurity? He was just playing politics. Anybody who plays down on the death of even one person would report to God. If Soludo himself had been killed, would he be governor? And for saying opposition, dumb, that's a dumb reasoning. When people say, this insecurity did not start with Tinubu, that's an annoying submission, very annoying. Because the reason he contested to be president is to be able to stop it, and he promised he will stop it. If he didn't start with you, and you can't handle it, what was your business coming to contest to be president? We were not looking for a pope. We were not looking for a pastor. We were not looking for an imam. We were looking for a leader who will give us security and welfare. And he said, we danced for it. We begged for it. And nobody should pity us because we said we would do it. So let him do it. I don't like to hear all these dumb excuses. Security has been on since what? So, if you can't handle it, why did you contest to be president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces? Armed forces, all the armed forces are in your command. You can't handle it, resign. Let another person that can handle it come in. Excuses and successes do not go together. Any leader that is used to giving excuses by whatever name called is a failure. Touch them in economy. They'll give excuses. They inherited rotten economy. They inherited the bad, dead economy. Excuses. Talk security. It did not start with us. What are you doing sitting there? The only thing we want to hear is results. And that is what we're expecting. Opposition has no business. Do you see this government as a government that spares opposition? When they were doing rumor, when they were having rumor of Q or rumor of this, like I said, it's a rumor. The governors that they were suspecting that we are part of it, are they part of the opposition? The rumor, the ones that are rumor, I said, IAPC members. No opposition can afford to enter into security to do anything to the government because the opposition person knows the consequences. Because if you use force, you are a member of the opposition, you won't be spared. So it's only the ruling party, like Jonathan said, that there are some Boko Haram in my cabinet. It's only the ruling party that has the solution because they have the security reports. If any member of the opposition is involved, let the person pay the price. If any member of the ruling party is involved, let the person pay the price, and we'll have a safe country. Excuses are dumb because successes and excuses will never go together.
You've been very vocal over the issue of creation of Adada states from the southeast. What informed this advocacy, and what are the benefits you think are derivable from it?
Well, first of all, the National Assembly was very clear in their declaration that a state should be created from the southeast. Southeast is a geopolitical zone. It's not a tribe. So when people talk about southeast, there are 5 states in the southeast: Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi. So by the declaration of the National Assembly, any state that should be created must be created from these 5 states. And that is because of the injustice meted out to the southeast people, where they have 5 states, and there are some geopolitical zones that have 7 states. So any area not part of southeast is not qualified at all to even be considered. And let me sound this note of caution: if by any means the National Assembly creates another state from another geopolitical zone, they have increased the agitation, because you have increased the number of states in that geopolitical zone to be 7, and the southeast will still remain 5, and they will continue to agitate against marginalization. So what the National Assembly said is a state should be created from the southeast, and it is not from the south. There is a disconnect here. When people are talking about Anioma State, with respect, Anioma State are Igbos, and Igbos have always been very proud of all their brothers in all parts of the world. The Igbos are spread in all parts of the world. That's why I always say that the world is the only country that is big enough to accommodate the Igbo man. But here is the point: Anioma State is in the south, not in the southeast, but they are Igbo. So if you create Anioma State and there is nobody from the southeast that is against the creation of Anioma State, but it has to be created from the south, not from the southeast. If you create Anioma State, you have made the numbers of the state in the south to be 7, and that will increase the agitation. And there is no way legally you can say that Anioma State can be created from the southeast, because that will need boundary adjustment. The states have been settled. The geopolitical zones have been recognized by law. In the Federal Character Commission, you will see the geopolitical zones. And Anioma is in the south. So Anioma is not qualified by law to be created from the southeast. So legally and unconstitutionally, they are not part of the southeast. So they cannot be talking about being created from the southeast. But here is the point, and this is what I'm telling my Anioma brothers. The Igbos have never, ever, there's no place we have ever denied Anioma people. They have even been the ones who have confessed that maybe because of the war and all those things, at times they denied that they are not Igbo. So we love them, we cherish them. I love them and cherish them. But this is what happened, which they have not taken note of. Every majority tribe in Nigeria has that advantage that they are spread in about 3 geopolitical zones. Every majority tribe. And they use it for their own advantage. The Hausa Fulani is spread in the northwest, northeast, and north central. So meaning any president from Hausa Fulani extraction can actually appoint Hausa Fulani from the northwest, from the northeast, from the north central, and still be arguing that it's from different geopolitical zones. The Yoruba are spread southwest, north, and even a little bit of south. So a president of Yoruba extraction can actually appoint Yoruba from the southwest, from the north, and from the south, and still argue that no, he's appointing people from different geopolitical zones. Ndi Igbo too, as the majority tribe, are spread in the southeast, in the south, and in the north. So any attempt by anybody to say let the whole Igbo come into one zone, to become one geopolitical zone, you are actually diminishing Ndi Igbo. You are actually removing that advantage you have as a majority tribe, because any Igbo president will not have the opportunity to appoint Igbos from the 3 geopolitical zones and still claim he has not offended the Federal Character Commission. Look at what Tinubu is doing. Apart from the preponderance of the southwest people he has appointed, he has now shifted. When people started crying so much, he has now shifted to north central, and he's still appointing the Yoruba, but claiming they are from the north. Odulari, NNPC chairman, Amupito, INEC chairman, the Attorney General of the Federation. These are from north, but these are all Yoruba. Now you have the Chief of Defense Staff. Now you have the Chief of Army Staff. But they'll tell you, no, the chief of army staff is from the north. Odulari is from the north. Amopito is from the north. The Attorney General of the Federation, Latif Fagbemi, is from the north. But they're all Yoruba. That is the advantage that majority tribe have. The minorities do not have it. So when the Anioma people are actually saying they should collapse into South, they are not helping the Igbo nation. What they should be doing is to fight for Anioma state to be created from South. So that if there is any Igbo, any president of Nigeria from Igbo extraction, he can actually appoint an Igbo person from Southeast, appoint an Igbo person from South, appoint an Igbo person from the North, because the Igbos are in Kogi, they are in Benue. And he would have not offended the Federal Character Commission. So you see, ignorance, I'm sorry to use the word, but lack of knowledge. You see, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. If you say you want to create a normal from the Southeast, if you say it's the 6th state, no, the original 5 states are still remaining 5, and you have diminished in the Igbo. But if you create one more state in the Southeast, it will be 6. And if we now have a Anioma state from South, we have 7, as in Igbo nation. So please, stop this issue about you want to create a Anioma state from the Southeast. You're actually compacting us, diminishing us, not expanding us. What we need is expansion. I would want the Igbo to be created from every state. So that's another point. Let's talk about viability. A lot of people do not know that the Nsukka land is the most viable area in the whole Nigeria to stand as a state. First of all, what did the budget office say recently? They said that Enugu state is the most viable state now that can survive without FAC. It is there. Adada state is more than 51% of Enugu state. Adada state alone. Made up of Ozowan, made up of Isuzu, made up of Ibetiti, made up of Nsukka, made up of Ibeze North, Ibeze South, made up of Udenu. And then, you can still create other local governments if you wish to join from other states with the capital in Nsukka. Let's talk about viability. First and foremost, a nation succeeds not because of what lies beneath their feet, but what lies in their head. Enugu state has been pivotal in the education of the entire Nigeria, and I'm talking about other state this time, by the establishment of University of Nigeria, which Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe insisted must be in Nsukka land because of the viability of Nsukka land, in terms of the weather, in terms of the fertility of the soil, in terms of the peaceful environment, in terms of the accommodation by the people, so that the university will never have any trouble. Until today, the university never had any trouble with the community. What a record. Till today, everything is always sorted out peacefully. So the ingenuity that University of Nigeria has given to the whole Nigeria, the whole Igbo land, including Nsukka. I am a product of University of Nigeria, and I can take on anybody from any part of the world when it comes to knowledge, to restore the dignity of man. So when you talk about what happens on the head, which area will boast that they have trained people in terms of skill, in terms of academic intelligence, like Nsukka land. That's by the way. When we talk about material resources, a lot of people do not even know. We have oil that is discovered in Nsukka land, and I'm talking about the Adada state, and that is in Iga. If you go to Iga, there are 4 oil wells already established, not tapped, and in Nkalago and in Handiago, there are still wells that have been marked. Uranium is now being talked about in a Hamufu. Uranium, coal in Obolafo, many that I cannot mention. You'll be talking about that ledger. Has been a term since 500 years that has been talking about smelting iron. You go there, you see it. It is of international repute, more than 500 years. Meaning there is possibility of iron ore deposited there, because they couldn't have gotten iron from another part of the world since 500 years ago. I'm talking about materials. These are oil. I'm talking about solid minerals. The reason these minerals have not been exploited because we've not had a state. We are not landlocked at all. River Adada, people do not even know that only here Adada state is a river. Adada itself is a river that joined Omabala, that joined River Niger. At the back of Ogurugu, what separates us and Kogi is a river. And that is why our oil wells, they've been attempting, all the neighboring states, to know whether they will start drilling our oil from their place underground. That is why they've been having problems. Not only here, Kogi have oil, Anambra have oil, Enugu have oil. It is in Enugu state. It's in Adada. Do I talk about agriculture? Come on, forget it. The honey that I'm using now in my house is from Nsukka land. When we were young, the window we had then was wooden window. So bees come to your window to make oil for you, to make honey for you. So in the morning, you use your finger to collect the honey to lick. We have Ukuokpo. When we're going to school, pot of honey You go there, you run into Koko to be licking honey and talking about land flowing with oil and honey. Do I talk about the fertility of the land without fertilizer? You must have heard about Ose and Soka. The whole world knows it. Industrialists coming for it because of its aroma, because of its medicinal quality when you take it. Am I talking about rice? Rice is traditional with us as part of our staple. You need to talk about other rice because we are in the lower basin. And lower basin means you attract minerals from everywhere. Since the time of Jim Obodo, they use other rice to feed the whole Anambra state, comprising of present Anambra.
So guys, Congressman Raimo has sent another powerful message saying, do not test President Trump's resolve. He is serious about ending the ongoing slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. I am asking the Nigerian government to do the right thing and partner with the United States to protect Christians and to end the slaughter of our brothers and sisters in Christ. That is the message. Don't test President Trump's resolve. That Trump is very serious on this matter, because many people have come out and saying that America cannot invade Nigeria. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. They did not say all this when the bandits were killing. They didn't recognize that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Now that they have somebody to intervene and stop all the buying, they are saying America shouldn't come. That Nigeria is a sovereign nation. So guys, just take a look at the moment this congressman said it himself. Now take a look.